In this video, we're going to look at equations with fractions. We're going to work 3 examples together. We're going to solve and check. At any point in the video, if you need to, pause the video to copy stuff down and restart it, okay? So our first example is 5/3 plus 2/3 x equals 1/3. Okay, so what I want to focus on is strategies to get rid of the fraction to make the math easier for us. The strategy we're going to use is we're going to multiply by the LCD. Okay, multiply by your least common denominator. So in this problem, I know that my LCD is 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the whole equation and I'm going to write almost like a distributive property. That's what I'm going to do is distribute. Okay, now I want you to think about this. We have enough numbers since we know this. We're going to be multiplying everything in the parentheses by 3. But we're also dividing by 3. We know that multiplying by 3 and dividing by 3 are opposite operations and they cancel each other out. Okay, so I could say, well, multiply by 3, divide by 3 cancels each other out and leaves me with 5. Now, if you want to think about it in a little bit different terms, I want you to think about this. If I distribute 3 times 5 is 15, but 15 divided by 3 is going to give me 5. Right here, I'm multiplying the 2 by the 3, but I'm dividing it by the 3 so they cancel out, and that leaves me with 2x. And same thing over here. If I multiply 1 by 3 and divide it by 3, I just get 1. Now, what I've done is gotten rid of the fractions, so now I can just solve it using our integers like we've always been doing. So the next step I'm going to do is to subtract the 5 from both sides. So that's going to give me 2x is equal to -4. When I divide by this 2, I get x is equal to -2. Okay? Now, I do need to check it. Okay? I need to check my answer to make sure it's correct. Okay, so I'm going to come right here. I'm going to rewrite the original problem. Okay, now I'm going to substitute the -2 in place of the x. And on my right side, I'm simplified to 1/3, but I'm going to use order of operations to simplify the left side of the problem and see if they come out to be the same number. So I know whether my answer is right or not. So simplifying, that's going to be 5/3. Right here, +2 times -2 is -4. So that's going to be -4/3. And it's equal to 1/3. Well, we know that 5/3 minus 4/3, just subtract your numerator and keep your denominator. So we've got 1/3 on this side, and we have 1/3 on the right side. The two sides are actually equal to each other, so I know this checks out, and x equals -2 really is the correct answer. Okay, now example 2. Is going to be 3/4 plus 1/2 x equals 1/2. Okay, again, I'm going to multiply by my LCD. My LCD in this case is 4. Okay, so when I multiply, I'm going to have 4 times 3/4 plus 1/2 x equal to 1/2. Now I'm going to distribute. Now remember, if we multiply by 4 and divide by 4, they will cancel each other out, and that just leaves me with 3. Now, the other fraction over here is a little bit different, because I really do need to do 4 times 1/2. Well, it's a couple of ways you can look at it. You can do it like 4 times 1 divided by 2. Well, 4 times 1 is 4 divided by 2 is 2. But now another way you could look at it is start right here. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 times 1 is 2. Equal to, now I can cheat right here because if I've already figured out 4 times 1/2 is 2 right here, 4 times 1/2 on this side is also 2. Now I'm going to subtract the 3 from both sides, and I'm going to have 2x equal to -1. When I divide by the 2, I've got x equal to -1/2. Now, typically don't make the answer a decimal, because if your equation starts with a fraction, your answer should end as a fraction, unless you're told to do it differently. Keep the same format of your number, okay? Now, if I come over here to check, I've got 3/4 plus 1/2 times -1/2 equal to 1/2. Now, I'm going to back up right here because you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to write my original equation down, and we always do that. So I'm just going to squeeze it in right there above it. Okay? Now, right side we know is 1/2. Let's work on this left side. So that's 3/4 plus, we know got to multiply here. When we multiply, we're going to multiply our numerators and our denominators. So 1 times -1 is -1. 2 times 2 is 4. So on the left side, I've got 3/4 plus -1/4, which comes out to be 2/4. Okay, but we know that 2/4 is going to simplify to 1/2, and that does check out. Okay. Now, example 3. Example 3 is 2/3 x minus 1/5 x plus 9/10 x plus 5. Or I'm sorry, equal to 5. Equal to 5. Okay? Now, again, I'm going to look at my LCD. My LCD here is 30. Okay? So I'm going to multiply the whole entire equation by 30. I'm going to squeeze it into one step right there so I don't run out of paper. Now, let's check this off right here. 3 goes into 30 10 times. 10 times 2 is 20x. Minus 5 goes into 30 6 times. 6 times 1 is 6, so that's 6x. Plus 10 goes into 30 3 times. 3 times 9 is 27x. And it's all equal to 5. Now, let's combine our like terms. 20x minus 6x is 14x, but 14x plus 27x is 41x. Equal to 5. So then if I divide, x is equal to 5 over 41. Now, I'm not going to take the time to check this one right now with us because we know how to check equations. So you go ahead and get it checked on your paper and get these copied into your notebooks. And then go to Canvas and look for your assignment.